Well, the Trump administration has paused student visa interviews. U.S. is now implementing new measures to screen and vet the social media profiles of international students. Our next report explores the red lines drawn by the Trump administration for the foreign students who wish to study in America. Take a look.
The message from Washington is blunt: zero tolerance. The Trump administration has slammed the brakes on new student visa interviews worldwide, signaling a sweeping crackdown on foreign students. The new rules are clear, and the consequences are severe deportation, visa revocation, and a permanent black mark on record. The suspension of visa processing came as Harvard students protested after the government said it intended to cancel all remaining financial contracts. Harvard students are calling the move an attack by President Trump on the prestigious institution.
I'm graduating this week, and so I think, well, not only is this my last week as a Harvard student, but it's a very important week as all my international friends and peers and professors and researchers are at risk and being threatened of, being deported.
Freedom of speech and due process, these are the foundations of the American system. These are the foundations of a free society. But Donald Trump is attacking these freedoms because they get in the way of his authoritarian takeover. This is what authoritarians do.
The U.S. government plans to ramp up vetting of the social media profiles of international applicants to U.S. universities. There are 4 major criteria. Skipping classes or having poor attendance could cause deportation. Dropout or change of program without notifying the school can lead to cancellation of visa. Overstay on visa or taking up unauthorized work can affect the visa of the student. Also, most importantly, post anything questionable on social media could cancel the visa.
So every sovereign country has a right to know who's trying to come in, why they want to come in, who they are, what they've been doing, and at least hopefully within that framework determine what they will be doing while they're here. So that's nothing new.
Over 1 million international students study in the U.S., with India leading at 3,31,602, followed by China at 2,77,398, and Europe 90,600 students. These students inject nearly $50 billion into the U.S. economy each year. But the new advisory means even the best and brightest aren't immune. Beijing urged Washington to safeguard the legitimate rights and interests of international students, including those from China. The sweeping U.S. measures have resulted in foreign governments moving to snap up affected students, with Japan and Hong Kong urging local universities to take in more international applicants. The evolving landscape necessitates heightened awareness and compliance from international students. In this new era, digital footprints are as consequential as academic transcripts.
OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has a new way to prove if you are a robot or not. And no, it does not involve picking out blurry traffic lights. It is called the orb. It is a white sphere about the size of a beach ball with a camera at its center. The glowing eyeball of this device will scan yours, all in the name of verifying if you are a human or not. Designed to fit in the palm of your hand, the orb uses biometrics, specifically an iris scan, to confirm your humanity. And it's an idea that Sam Altman thinks should be implemented in real life as well. So how does this actually work? First, you need to stare into the heart of the plastic and silicon globe. Then, it will map the unique furrows and ciliary zones of your iris. Seconds later, you will receive proof of your humanity, which is a 12,800-digit binary number known as an iris code. And that will be sent to an app on your phone. The goal of this device is to solve a problem partly of Altman's own making. In the near future, he and other tech leaders say that advanced AI, artificial intelligence, will be imbued with agency, which means that AI will not only be responding to human prompting, but will also be able to take action independently in the world, especially when AI can generate books, deepfake voices, and dating profiles with ease. Hence, Sam Altman and the company claims that lack of trust is one of the most urgent crises of the modern internet. And the world now needs a way for identifying and authenticating humans in the age of AI. So, in a world where AI can write your essays, deepfake your face and your voice, and chat like your best friend, the question isn't who is real, but how do you prove it? So what do you do when you board an aircraft? You fasten your seat belts, but what happens when the warning lights go off and one can finally unfasten those belt straps? Is this smooth sail from there on? You wish. Rather, it's a slow and tedious crawl, thanks to the crowd jamming the aisle moments after the flight lands. In a move to enforce what can be called air etiquettes, Turkish aviation authorities have decided to fine passengers who stand up early and crowd aircraft aisles while waiting to deplane. And the charge can go as high as $70 per person. Reportedly, this is done in a bid not just to prevent overcrowding, but also as a mark of respect for fellow passengers, especially the elderly, as well as to ensure passenger safety. As per the authorities, actions such as opening overhead bins before the plane has been parked are strictly forbidden and are prone to penalties. No surprises there really, but this is a common problem in air travel across the world, and some countries have strict measures against it, such as the US, where crowding the aisles is against its Federal Aviation Administration code. Under a similar mandate, flight attendants are required to alert the captain if passengers are getting to their feet before the plane is parked. What about India? Unfortunately, no such rule has been enforced for the aisle crowders or for following other aircraft protocols for that matter, leaving passengers irritated and, of course, disgruntled. Among whom is Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah. Take his tweet, for example, where he seems to be complaining about the practice of airlines in India with regards to keeping shutters open or closed during takeoff and landing. Understand this, getting ahead of the queue or simply rushing towards the gate can only create more chaos and discomfort, and an exit strategy that literally nobody appreciates. Rather, lay back, sip on that coffee or finish your book and wait for your turn to come for a successful deplaning. Meanwhile, in Paris today, pro-Palestinian demonstrators and humanitarian groups made a dramatic appeal for international action on Gaza. They turned one of the city's most iconic fountains red to symbolize the bloodshed in Gaza. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators dyed the water red to demand an end to what they called a humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. Wielding red smoke flares and banners that read "Ceasefire now," they called on their president, Emmanuel Macron, as well as global leaders to act urgently.
We represent humanitarian international solidarity, human rights defense, and environmental organizations. And today, we would like to express our deepest indignation and anger because of the indescribable, inhumane situation that is happening in Gaza Strip. We have symbolically come to the Fountain of Innocence in the heart of Paris, where we have dyed the water blood red to symbolize this indignation.
The demonstration is the latest in a wave of global demonstrations over the worsening humanitarian situation in Gaza. The demonstration was organized by several major NGOs, including Greenpeace, Oxfam, Amnesty International, and Médecins du Monde. They say Israel's recent easing of its 11-week blockade has done little. As the conflict continues, demonstrators today made it clear words are no longer enough.